Morning, good morning, good morning. We're about to get going.
Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam. And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradley's Fun. This is the Daily Dish with me, Ronnie Bradley. I'm Ron. Hi. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope that wherever you are watching out there, you are having a phenomenal day. Whether that's watching it now live in the morning, or maybe you're somewhere else in the world, afternoon, evening, or you're coming in and watching the replay, which could be any time of the day. So I hope that you're having a fantastic and phenomenal morning, noon, night, whenever. Speaking of the day, as a matter of fact, it is already the 7th day of August in the year 2024. My goodness gracious me. And you know what that means? Here in or no, it's literally 3 months before Halloween. We have all of August, all of September, and Halloween doesn't fall until the very end of October. It's kind of funny, but I got my Halloween colors going on in the show today to kind of represent who all's out there in the audience. I'm checking some things, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. This is going to be a little bit more of a casual start to the show because I am checking on some things on my tablet here that I have to double check for something else that I do, and making sure that everything is correct before we go on with our day. I'm also trying to make sure that I can redirect the live stream to Culture Casino once we are done here. And then hopefully later on today, you'll join us all on Spice Lounge tonight. Let's see who we have so far. I am seeing Little Mouse 27 says hi. Hello, Little Mouse 27. And Fairbricks Studio, all the way from the UK, says hi. And Going Shogi, it is the morning of the Disney earnings call, is competing for attention this morning. Is it already on? Is the earnings call on now? Disney Crush fan says, hey, dudes. I didn't realize that the earnings call, because it's I figured it was out of California, so it probably wouldn't start until like noon, but I don't know. Is that like a live thing right now? It may be. That's okay. Let me see here. It's over and Valiant is doing commentary now. Wow, wow, wow. Maybe that's why I can't find the Culture Casino stream. Is Culture on Valiant now? To me, I don't really stay up on the whole earnings call things, and there's a reason why. I do check the what did this say? They moved it to 5 a.m. to try and take attention away from it. Oh my gosh, that's even worse. How bad was it? Was it was it like a bloodbath? What the heck happened there? Oh my gosh, that's crazy to think. The earnings call at 5 a.m. Eastern time, so that's 2 o'clock in the morning Pacific. That doesn't even make any sense whatsoever. That's crazy to think about. I'm checking some things on my tablet, so uh, if I keep looking down, I apologize. Like I said, hey, if the earnings call is going on and everybody's over Valiant, I'm going to be a little bit more casual this morning. Checking team volume. There we go. There's that. This is interesting. And just making sure that everything is good here. They hinted that domestic parks are going. Oh golly, that's pretty funny. I appreciate you being on here, Going Shogi, to let me know all this stuff because obviously I'm not watching Valiant right now. I probably would be if I didn't have this show scheduled, to be honest with you. I'm looking at reports in another business that I run, and that's my fitness business, which I'm not personally doing a lot with fitness at the very moment. I'm trying to get myself motivated to start again. But I'm telling you, when it comes to health and fitness, that is, boy, is it a challenge. My wife is doing really well. She's lost 20 pounds, and I want to say the last couple months. So she's doing really, really, really well, and she's inspiring me. But that inspiration takes longer than I would sometimes want it to. So there you go. What am I going to do? Yeah. Let me see here. I want to see a couple things. All right, so it is perhaps that Culture does not have a show yet scheduled that I can run into. Let me see if I can get a hold of Reina. Give me just, let's see. We've got, yeah. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just dropping by from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The Numismaniac. Well, hello, Numismaniac. Thank you for dropping by from Canada. We're getting ready to talk about all things Halloween. Man, I got way too many tabs open on this thing. And yeah, I'm waiting for a special guest to join us this morning. Okay, and here we go. Okay. So quiet. It's a long, quiet pause. There we go. All right, so Disney just dropped to 87.28 out of nowhere. By the way, no financial advice on this channel. I have to put that out there. I think it's a disclaimer that is always important when we're discussing observing. We're only observing what's happening when it comes to Disney and their earnings call and their stock. No financial advice, just simple observation. Okay, so first of all, Going Shogi says, whoa, Disney just dropped to 87.28 out of nowhere, probably because of what you were talking about. if the parks being their biggest moneymaker, especially their domestic parks being their biggest moneymaker, and they're already saying that the park attendance is dropping. And here's the fact of the matter. Of course, the park attendance is dropping. The reason the park attendance is dropping is very, very simple. People don't have money. We are in a really, really scary economy here in the United States. As a matter of fact, I would compare it to, middle of 2008, right before the bottom dropped out. I think that the bottom's going to drop out this time. I think it's going to be worse. I have no idea, by the way. Again, no financial advice. It's just as I'm observing. This is my own personal speculation. Don't take it as advice by any means. I'm going to check something. Sorry. I want to double check. It sounds like you guys can hear me okay. And let me see here. All right. So we've got Halloween is a tough one for me because my granddaughter was born on Halloween and she won't let me put up my Christmas tree until afterwards. Well, yeah, you shouldn't be putting up a Christmas tree on Halloween. My birthday happens to be the next day, November 1st. And I hate seeing Christmas on November 1st. Of course, that's what happens here. You have Halloween is in August and Christmas starts the 1st of November. Not a big fan of that being the way things work here in Orlando, but it is the way things work here in Orlando, Florida. You see all the Halloween and fall stuff starting in August when it's like 100, it feels 110 degrees outside, and you're looking at fall decor in an area of the country where fall decor, like fall itself, doesn't really happen. We might get a few trees changing color in late December. So like our actual fall, autumn, if you will, season wise, happens for about 2 weeks around Christmas. and that's it. And then everything's dead after that. So it's pretty crazy. I am a seasonal actor manning the post of Santa at West Edmonton Mall every year. So our house is Christmas Central. Well, that's actually very, very cool. Do you do other acting besides playing the Santa Claus role? Because I think that would be very cool. I'm not what I would call a seasonal actor, but I am an actor when the occasion comes up professionally. I've been in 4 movies. I've been in television shows. I've been in Korean television shows, which is really weird. Lots of television commercials, those kinds of things in the past, as well as done a ton of stage stuff. I was in a run of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat for 3 years in Branson, Missouri. Another show called Celebrate America for a year. Played Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, it's a bug. The acting bug, they say. Last year, my wife decided to put up the tree early and decorate it for Halloween. That's actually not a bad idea if you want to do that. Like, I think that's kind of cool, is to decorate your tree for Halloween and then take that down after Halloween and put up the Christmas stuff. That's kind of cool. It was red with pumpkins throughout, which made my granddaughter very happy. And then Going Shogi says, what if you did a Halloween tree with Nightmare Before Christmas stuff? Yeah, you can do all. I mean, that's like then you got best of both worlds, right? Well, it was really popular last year with the pumpkin, so doing some Nightmare Before Christmas stuff might work. Very, very cool. Let's see here. I'm trying to. Okay, so we're good here. I was checking the stream, making sure that's up and running, and all right, so. Hopefully Lorena will be joining us here at some point in time. Now, she might be used to the fact that I was doing my show at 10 o'clock. So she might be in closer to 10 a.m. When she pops in. So I'm going to wait. I've got some stuff from her that I want to throw out there. Stream and sound looks good. Well, that's good to know. I don't have I'm glad that's happening. I reset my internet last night, and I'm hoping that may have helped. But at the same time, the other thing that I'm waiting on is a cord, which I think will help a lot. And then I got to really. So this last weekend, I meant to go into StreamYard and find out what all of the upgrades are that are available and all that kind of stuff with the one that I currently have. I felt ill over the weekend, so I wasn't able to accomplish everything that I wanted to. Let me see what is going on. So I'm assuming that Valiant and Pro are both streaming right now. So for those that are with me instead of them, I super appreciate that. Obviously, I'm just going to see what they're doing over here. Trying to see who else on their other stream, and what I'll probably do is redirect to over there. It looks like they might be on for a while. I would hope. Yes, that is on silent. Good. I've got that on silent. That's important. Let's see. He's got Pro and Jonas and Midnight's Edge. So let me see if I can. Oh, this says I've been on for 21, 39 seconds. So over here. Aha! I think I figured out how to do something. Oh, this is cool. Let's see. Do you decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving? I think I did it. Did I do it? That's cool. I learned how to do something new. I did. Chocolate Drop. My goodness. What is up? Chocolate Drop is in the house this morning. Hello, Chocolate Drop. I have seen so many of your lives. I'm very happy to see you over here. Very cool. And then Go and Shogi says Disney made the earnings call early to evade viewers, but Valiant still ended up with more people than watched Acolyte. Well, I think that if Valiant ended up with 5 people, I think I probably have more viewers right now than the Acolyte ever got. Oh my gosh. Speaking of viewers, I have not done this yet today. My gosh, how could I have neglected the fact that I wanted to tell all of my viewers? Obviously, Chocolate Drop, hello. I'm going to get to more comments in just a minute, but since you're new to this stream, especially Chocolate Drop and Numa's, boy, I'm going to have trouble with that name. I want to show you, and Go and Shogi is well aware of this because he knows he's a member of the channel. Let me see. I got to get back to the chat. There we go. We've got Bud Files in here too. They're dropping comments so fast I can't get to them all. But Bud Files, I see you in there. Chocolate Drop, I see you in there. Oh, this is what I wanted to do. Oh, and we have a guest coming in just a minute. As a matter of fact, just before she comes in, let's celebrate her and celebrate everything. So when we get supers dropped, memberships dropped, channel member, somebody becomes a member, we like to celebrate that. And right now we're also celebrating our guest just before she comes in. So let me show you what that celebration looks like. Let's celebrate now.
Is it too much?
Too much? It's your birthday. Oh, this is just the best of us. We're celebrating. And I am going to bring to the stage Miss Lorena Creole. Good morning, Lorena. How we doing?
Good morning, and I am so sorry I am so late. I thought the show started at 10.
No, it's perfectly fine. Because I realized, you know what? She probably thinks the show starts at 10 because last time I had her on, we're starting at 10. I bumped it up. I bumped it up a half an hour just to have a little bit more time with my audience and everything, and it was hard because I have to get up earlier, and there's more prep work. You know, you probably notice this too when you're doing a show. Like, okay, you're like, okay, I'm going to get into the studio a half an hour early. I'm going to have plenty of time, and it doesn't matter how early you get into the studio. You never have all the time you need to prep. Have you ever?
No,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
yes, I have. It's like I've had to start doing things a bit earlier, like doing the hair and makeup earlier, you know, having a block of time in case something like hot off the presses dropped, or extra time just in case my mic doesn't want to cooperate, or some kind of update happens. Oh, thank you, Chocolate Drop. I like your name too. It's so
She's great.
cool.
Yeah, Chocolate Drop and I have been interacting for like, I don't know, over a year, I think. So she's got some
Oh,
fun from home stuff that she does. And I think she's also near my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, if I remember correctly. If you are Chocolate Drop, let
cool.
me know. But yeah, it's so I didn't even realize. So I knew the earnings call for Disney was today. Go and Shogi was telling me they dropped it at 5 a.m.
Oh, the report,
Yeah.
the earnings report. Oh my gosh. Not only did they do that, but there's something that they did this time around that they did not before.
What
And
was that?
that is that they dropped an executive commentary. And honestly, I believe that if the new Deadpool movie hadn't done as well as it did, I don't think they would have done that.
What was the executive commentary? What did I miss?
Oh, let's put this with the executive commentary. Basically, they took that instead of they still dropped the really boring like text of the report. What they did was it's like, oh, here's some more, of the Dog and Pony show to show how great we did, and we have color that we added that matches with the look with the design scheme for the
You
Walt
mean
Disney Company's website. Yeah.
you mean red and yellow? Is that what they are?
Oh no, like yellow and green. Like when you go to the Walt Disney Company website,
God.
they have a different color scheme. So that's basically what they did. They told some intern, "Hey, make this template for us to use." So it looks nice, it looks pretty, and the fluffy executive language that they put in there, to try to hedge off as many questions as possible before the earnings call. So I noticed that because I've been in that position before in corporate America.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's like I added different colors to my to my stream today because it's about Halloween. I wasn't really. It's not like that. It's not like that's a hard thing to do. uh, I think that the best tie-in that I've seen with Deadpool and Wolverine had to do with ketchup and mustard because that makes a lot of sense because those are their colors, ketchup and mustard. But what's funny about that to me also is that the success of that film has
Hmm.
nothing to do with Disney other than the fact that they allowed it to be distributed on, from them. Um, but and they probably funded it. as far because it's part of the MCU, but it's not like the creatives made that. That's not there's no Disney creatives that were on board with that. And it was who was it greenlit by? Remind me who that movie was greenlit by.
It was greenlit by Bob Chapek, and you want to know why? Because it's like we need a movie that is going to make money. And sure enough, that film made money. But you're right, Ron. There's the executive, dog and pony show, and then there's the reality. And the reality is 90% of what they waxed effusive, so to speak, about was stuff that wasn't even made by Disney. Is the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie, The Bear, Shogun, Abbott Elementary. I mean, most of that is on a platform that, if I remember correctly, is going to be upwards of $5 billion for Disney to buy from Comcast, and they're still disputing the price. So there's that $5 billion, anvil hanging over Disney's head right now. So I find it funny that the stuff that they talk about and hype up is stuff that Disney doesn't even make. And then when they announce like, oh, we have all these movies that are coming up, and I'm ticking it off like, no, gonna bomb, no, Fantastic Four. You might get a bump from that. But it's just like there's nothing on that slate that's all that impressive.
Here's what bothers me. But what bothers me the most is that Disney doesn't realize how far, and I think especially Bob Iger doesn't realize how far apologies, really simple verbal or written apologies to their audience could be when they make mistakes. Disney does not admit mistakes. And everybody, every company, everything, every entity in the world makes mistakes. So they don't humanize themselves, and they used to do that. I mean, they have in the past, but under Bob Iger, they don't like to admit that they've made a mistake. If Bob Iger would, instead of saying we're going to try to quiet the noise, rather than that, what he should have done at that point in time is said, no, I got to be honest. We made a mistake weighing into this whole political argument with Florida. That was a huge mistake on our part, and we apologize to our fans. We apologize to our stockholders, and we are going to work on course correcting or doing better. If Disney talks about storytelling and wordsmithing, and apologies and admission of mistakes are part of that whole process. As a matter of fact, we like, when we're watching stories, to see character growth. We like Deadpool and Wolverine, not just because it was a bloody gore fest of fun, entertaining, F-bombs dropped and all that other stuff. That kind of stuff by itself doesn't go over well. What hit me in the feels when I was watching that movie was how Hugh Jackman, in his acting of Wolverine, that particular version of Wolverine had lost everything. And you saw that at the beginning of this film, that particular version. It was like I'm watching a familiar character, but also a brand new character. And he did such a great job of acting that there was literally a point in the movie where, in this whole gore fest, I started crying. I'm like, how am I crying at this? I wasn't expecting that. It kind of came out of nowhere. How was that for you?
It was a gut punch, but in a good way. And I've told this story before. I have not seen the Logan movie, not because I don't want to see it, but because I had a cat that passed away way too young, named Logan. And people warned me that movie's going to pretty much make you cry. So I was like, no, I didn't want to see it for that reason. So, but in this film, they brought in the scene that I needed to see, that I didn't want to see. And I'm looking at that. And then when Logan's talking about, I have to talk about what happened, because it's like we knew. It's like I guess it's the worst Logan ever, and he's kind of like, yeah, I'm the worst Logan ever. I suck. I deserve to get my ass kicked, and now I'm only interested because there's a possible way that I could fix what happened. And then when he talks about exactly what happened and the regret that he has, and it's just like, if I have this one chance to finally fix things, I can be proud of myself. And that because that's what we like. We like to see our heroes, and this is why I love Marvel more than I do DC. Marvel characters usually have very human flaws. Like Tony Stark was an alcoholic, okay? Very human flaws that you can relate to. So many people can relate to the fact of, what, I blew it and I'm coping with it by pretty much destroying myself. But if I had a chance to fix it and it was worth it, then I would do it. And yeah, I think that's a moment. It was an across the board moment, which is, granted, Chapek is not a Hollywood guy. He's not, and that's part of the reason why a lot of people didn't like him. But he understands what people are willing to put their money out for.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie was something people were not only putting their money out for, but repeatedly putting their money out for and enjoying it and talking about it. And you had, Ryan Reynolds, who is one of the best hype men out there, talking about it, pushing it into social media. They know what we like, and that was a winning formula. And if it wasn't for Chapek greenlighting that and basically letting Ryan Reynolds say, hey, just do what you want to do what you do best. And that's exactly what he did.
Well, and the thing about that is, you bring up a good point when it comes to characters, flaws, and all that. When we talk about woke, we're not necessarily talking about, like, say, replacing males with females, or replacing a character who has a very particular history of the way they look with somebody that looks different or whatever. That stuff doesn't really matter. What matters is the change in character. When we talk about woke, we're talking about taking Mulan from cartoon to live action, and in the live action, she starts off with no flaws. There's no character growth. How could you have character growth if you're already a superhero when you're a child and you're not really making any mistakes back then? It's just like Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, supposedly her character growth was that she got upset that people called her a girl. Like, oh, you're just a girl, get back up. I'd be like, how does that, like, girls and boys, it doesn't, like, everybody gets told the same thing. And when you make it about identity politics rather than human interaction, I think that's what makes a huge difference, because it's not like Brie Larson's a bad actress. It's not like she couldn't have done phenomenal with your job. I actually liked the way she portrayed the character in The Marvels. That surprises a lot of people. The Marvels wasn't a great movie. What I was upset by, as far as The Marvels was concerned, more than anything else, is I'm looking at that story and going, this actually has potential to have been a much, much better movie than it was. And so much of the creative process was focused on check boxes that they lost the creativity of creating characters that have a journey to go on. And when you dismiss that journey for check boxes, all the good storytelling goes out the window, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I know, for me, and I've said this before, it's just like I hear the term woke so many times, it just, like, I tune out. And it's such a disservice how that word has been, for lack of a better term, bastardized by what I would call activist entertainment, and not in a good way. Instead, I mean, it's like, you can have an activist message, but you need to put something in there that everyone can relate to. And films used to do this, in Hollywood, where they were putting It's like, hey, this is my I would say this is my cause, but at the same time, I'm not banging you over the head with it about my cause. I'm going to put it out there and trust the audience to make up their mind, good or bad. And that's what Hollywood used to do. Like put that stuff out there and it's like, "Oh, well, I guess y'all didn't really get my message, that's okay." Or, "Hey, you saw my message." Or people's like, I went in with one mind and came out and like, "Wow, I may not agree with it, but story is top notch." And Hollywood used
I
to
thought
respect their audiences with that.
some television shows that I thought did that kind of thing well were Friends and The Office. I mean, and they use their main. The Office used their main character as the punching bag for doing those things that were
Mhm.
wrong, and we all saw that, because it was highlighted, especially in some of the episodes of the first season, which were not great, but and some of the Office stuff was so offensive, but like Hollywood doesn't put that out there now to actually show us, hey, here's a character. This character is being offensive. Let you decide that character is being defensive or offensive,
Mhm.
and we learn from that. So, gosh, I miss that. We've kind of gotten off on a whole tangent because of the earnings call this morning. We are going to redirect to Valiant. I was able to set that up. I also learned something about live streaming this morning. The question that I have been asking is how to get to the YouTube studio dashboard for live streaming, and I figured it out today. Can you believe that? It's so I had pressed the button before wrongly and got to the board and didn't know what I pressed. Well, now I learned and I figured out what I pressed to get there, so I can drop things like polls in the comments. Good morning, OCDD 23
Ah.
93 93 93. Yes, OCDD
Yeah, good
93.
morning.
But what I want to chat about, and this is kind of cool because I know that you've got this coming up. We're talking about how Orlando does things in August that other places might not do till September or late October, or I mean the beginning of October at least. But we're talking about the Christmas party, not the Christmas party, sorry, the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party at the Magic Kingdom. So these are a couple pictures I'm going to go through. First of all, pictures when my wife and my son and I attended a couple years ago. This is from the Halloween party.
Ah.
And let's boo this. This was actually on our anniversary that we went. We went September 30th of 2022. Xander is dressed up as Thor. We've got our Mickey mummy popcorn bucket. My wife is Wonder Woman. You can see her with her little Wonder Woman cape shirt on.
That looks so cool.
And this is all in the TTC. This is the three of them. Now, this is actually where my my avatar picture comes from for YouTube. Is this picture right here, I think, or one close to it. There's a whole bunch that, yeah. So there we are lined up. I'm Captain America when I was actually in shape a few years ago. And there it is. There's the picture that we use that you're probably familiar with seeing in our avatar, of us all going to the Halloween party. And it's the Halloween party is very cool. I've never gone in August because I don't want to melt. This was actually right after a hurricane. We were not sure that it was going to open, honestly, because of the hurricane that happened. I'm going to skip ahead with all these pictures because I have a whole bunch of them when I was editing for the channel. And there's Xander in front of the Magic Kingdom with his mummy popcorn bucket. This is how it looks with everybody trying to get in. So you have you're allowed in at 4:00, and the party starts at 7. And on the other side of the ropes, there are people just still going in that might want to be in for a few hours before the Magic Kingdom closes down to the public. Obviously, people walking in, and there's some of the decor. This decor, I believe, Lorena, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this already up at the Magic Kingdom right now?
Yes, it is, and I can't remember who posted it on X, but these decorations are up. I believe they went up Tuesday, because Monday when I did my live stream, we were walking through Main Street USA, and they only had the scarecrows up, and they had a few pumpkins in the windows, and I'm guessing probably because of the storm, they didn't go out and decorate. But it looks like after the storm finally went away, they put up the bunting and all of that. So I don't know if the other pumpkins are there, because usually they reveal it all at the same time. For the most part, you have, the scarecrows, and you have all the pumpkins and buntings up in Main Street USA, because Main Street USA is where they pretty much drop the Halloween decoration bomb, so to
Yeah,
speak, and it looks so awesome.
I mean, the whole point is like you walk in and you are just like bombarded with the season. And the
Yes.
funny thing is, I'm guessing I haven't been out, I may go out there Friday. I'm definitely not going to get out there today. But they probably have as much Halloween stuff as they've always had. They had a lot less. They had a lot less 4th of July stuff this year. Usually, when you go down
Mm-hmm.
Main on the 4th of July, it's like this to the same degree,
Yeah.
but red, white, and blue. And this year, they didn't seem to have nearly as much of that up as they normally would.
No, they didn't, and even the 4th of July fireworks. I mean, that was cut back, and not only was that cut back, I want to say the script was less, America is awesome, as opposed to kind of like, oh well, America, rah. I really didn't like that. So that was cut back, but usually for Halloween, everything from the decorations and I'm going to the party Friday. I know I do it every year. It sucks that it starts in August. It used to start after Labor Day. They would start decorating, because I would come visit, from the Northeast for Labor Day. That's a big thing, because that's before the kids go back to school in the Northeast. And we're hoping to see the Halloween decorations. Sometimes we would, sometimes we wouldn't. But now it's back in August. What my barometer is that the fireworks for the Halloween party are insane. They have the Jack Skellington puppet that comes out. They have lots of fireworks. So I'm wondering what that's going to look like as compared to the 4th of July this year. Because if they cut back on the fireworks, that is not going to go over well.
I can't imagine them cutting back on the fireworks for Halloween. What I'm showing right now is you're redirected when you first walk into the Magic Kingdom and you go to a party that you paid extra money for to get, go in. And you have the party ticket. Because they have traffic coming out at that time, they actually redirect you to a backstage area, and this is some of those decorations that they put backstage to make it kind of temporarily look on stage. And this is us once we got into the Magic Kingdom. Obviously, it was the 50th anniversary at that time. We've got our glow lights on. I wasn't sure if they would let me wear my Captain America mask, but they did, I guess, because it doesn't actually cover my face. I don't think you're supposed to wear masks that cover your face.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to, but I guess because it's not completely obscuring your face. Like it's not like you're wearing I don't know, not like you're wearing a Jack Skellington full face mask that obscures, who you are. So that's probably why they did that.
And this is how the Main Street looks in the evening as the sun is setting, the moon was rising. It
Mm-hmm.
looks so cool, and this is where Disney has always done such a great job, and it's very in opposition, not a bad way, opposition into a good way, because it gives you a different thing to go to from Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, which is designed to scare the heck out of you, whereas Disney's not so scary Halloween party is more like the Haunted Mansion. It's Halloween, having fun, not as frightening things there, but you have a good time. And if you really, really like to be frightened, then you go to Halloween Horror Nights. I want to check out some of the comments here. And just to remind everybody, especially those coming in the stream, if you're just coming in the stream, make sure you leave a like on the stream. And if you happen to want to do a super or highlight anything, membership, anything like that, we do give you a celebration. And that celebration looks a little bit like this.
Is it too much? Too much? It's the birthday!
Oh, this is just the best of us. Black Superwoman says Disney is going to buy bootleg fireworks. That's kind of funny. Makeup Mom and Son is here. Hello,
Black
everybody.
Superwoman.
Oh my gosh, that's
Son.
hilarious. OCDD93 says this is my last time for a long time. If ever the price increases are ridiculous. And what did she say? I just saw that the cost of Memory Maker is $209 for
we're
how
going to talk
long?
about
like how long of a
Memory
period does that
Maker. Oh, I don't remember. I remember seeing the price and just like tapping out because of how expensive it was. And you used to get, if I remember correctly, used to get PhotoPass way back in the day with your vacation package. So it was actually a very, very very good deal, if I remember correctly. We're actually going to talk about this on the Spice Lounge today, because what they're talking about, what the executives are talking about, they're dancing around the issue. And the issue is that people aren't going to pay those super high prices for stuff like that. And yeah, it's nice to get the PhotoPass and to get like the special shots and everything, but you hit a price point, and this is what they call in economics, your economically rational user or consumer, with all things being equal. They're going to hit a point where it's just like, you know what, the cost is not worth what I perceive the value to be. And that's what's going on with these parties. Like I love them. The Halloween party at Disney, it's really fun. It's something that you can't get during the day or during regular park operations, as opposed to the Christmas party, where you pay for the Christmas party, but Christmas week, a lot of that stuff is going on. But it is expensive, and it's getting even more expensive for less things. So I totally agree. And honestly, you can get more of your money's worth out of the Halloween party than you will for the Christmas party.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's true. I wanted to show some of your footage. I believe this is Monday night that you were there. Yes. And Debbie was happening. It's, I think I've got it on silent. But I think this is just when were first going into the park and seeing that some of the decor might have been up. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So if you look at
Yeah,
the
what's
hub
happening?
right there, Main Street
There we
USA,
go.
so you'll see that the scarecrows are up and the pumpkins down in the gardens there. So these are not new. They put them up every year, but this is all that they had. And if you didn't know, well, no, I take that back. They had the two pumpkins they have outside of the right when you get through the ticket, right before you get to the ticket gate. They have those two out there, and they have the pumpkins on both sides of the entry into the park, into Main Street USA, and then just this here. And the pumpkins on Main Street, up in the windows, I think we counted, they only had about like 15, I think. And if you didn't know to look for them, you wouldn't find them. But
Hmm.
yeah, this is all
So
that
that's
that,
where
that
they'd
they
gotten
had.
to on Monday, but hopefully they've got more.
Right.
Okay. I'm
And
assuming
then
that
after
they've
it
got
gets up,
more than that now, and obviously, when is the party? When are you going?
Friday. Friday night is the first official party for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. I usually go. I think this is my third year going. I did not go last year. I went for Halloween because I promised Camera Girl that she could go. That's what she wanted to do for her birthday. But this year we're going, but we're going on her actual birthday because it is actually half the price compared to going on Halloween. So yep, I'll be there.
Wait. Oh yeah, half the price. So wait a minute.
Half
How,
the
how much is it on
price.
Halloween?
$200 a person for an
So
adult.
it's got to be what, $300 a ticket or so on Halloween?
On
That makes sense. Only about
non-holidays,
$100
ours
now.
was with the pass
How
holder
does how does
discount, it
that
was about 100.
compare with what you can purchase for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal? Because isn't there a path where you can like buy an unlimited, like a season pass?
Yes, I have what's called I have the Rush of Fear. There's like 3 multi-night passes, and you always have to you have to wait when they drop them because they don't drop them right away. Halloween Horror Nights, let's say one night's usually like $80 to start. My Rush of Fear package, I get 30 nights of Halloween Horror Nights, including Halloween and I think November 1st and 2nd. I paid a grand total with taxes about $270 for 30 nights access
30 though.
to
Oh my
Halloween
gosh.
Horror Nights. For 40 nights, I think it's like 350. And there was an additional amount if you wanted express for all of those nights. I think it was like close to $1,000, but you know what? People paid it. Why? Because
Well,
it's like,
because
okay, I get 40 nights. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
there's a value. There's a value built into it. That's you're never gonna find at Disney World. Disney World doesn't, they don't build in that kind of value, and like I'm sure that there would be people that would buy. Uh, I think Disney, if they sold a pass for $500 that you could go every night, people would buy it, and about 10% of the people, maybe 5% of the people, would actually use it as many nights as the party are. But most of the people would go like 3 or 4 times, get their money's worth, and that would be that. And it would be a good value for Disney to do. I don't think that they're selling out of every single one of these parties now until they get close to Halloween. Now, the Halloween dates, they definitely sell out, and Halloween itself sells out early. But some of the other nights, they have tickets available the night of. So,
Yeah, just to kind of add on to that, opening night is sold out. I think a couple of September dates sold out. Of course, Halloween sold out. And actually, Ron, I don't know if you remember this. I remember because I was stuck in Philly and I couldn't go. And I believe it was right after, I think the year after the pandemic, Disney actually was selling a multi-night pass for Mickey's
Oh,
Not So
wow.
Scary Halloween Party. I'm like, okay, I think it was like $300 or something like that. And it was for every night except for Halloween, obviously. All of those nights except for Halloween. And I'm like, man, if I was there, I would have bought it. And some people did and just like went. I mean, a lot of vloggers bought it, but I'm like, man, I wish I could go down there because if I would have done that. But Disney will not do that because they're losing money. It's just like somebody paying $300 once as opposed to all of these people paying to go to the parties. And they do it, they'll say that they'll sell them out. Sometimes they'll add additional ticket capacity, like you were saying, day of. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's sometimes it's a day of, sometimes they don't have like any. Like they'll put signs up and I'll see that probably on Friday where it says, unfortunately, no tickets are available for the party tonight. I'll put that in quotes because there's ways that people
Now,
get into party.
now you'll be streaming from the party Friday night. Is that correct?
That is correct. I will be streaming the parade. I will also be streaming the stage show, and my plan is to also stream the fireworks as well. So I'll be in one of my favorite spots to watch everything.
Cool. Very, very cool. And as we get ready to get going, Lorena, tell the audience where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on X, you can find me on Instagram. Of course, you can find me on YouTube as well for various videos and live streams for pop culture and theme parks. And Ron, thanks again for having me on. Thanks for the grace of me being late. I'm so sorry I forgot what,
You're all
what
good.
time
I
it is.
appreciate you. And the Spice Lounge, it will be at 5:00 tonight, correct?
Yes, the Spice Lounge will be at 5:00. We are talking the Disney earnings report from the perspective of the parks, because there's a big difference between what they're selling to you right now with that report and what the reality is of what's going on. And we're going to be talking about D23 because guess what? That parks panel is not going to be streamed this year. So we're going to be talking about D23.
Oh, so I wonder what they're doing. I just really, really wonder what they're doing.
They are circling the wagons. That's
yes. If you have not hit that like button yet, give it a
yes.
tap. I will be on with Lorena tonight at her on her 5 p.m. Spice Lounge, which is why I haven't really talked a whole lot about the earnings call here. We are gonna. I think Valiant is still happening, right?
He might be still running. Yeah.
Double checking to make sure he's okay. If he's still running, we're gonna send you over to Valiant Renegade right now. So when we send you over, and if we're rating over, please let Valiant know that you all came in from Follow the Bradley's Fun. And even though I don't have any supers on the screen right now that I see, I still want to have one more celebration before we head out the door. So here is one more celebration because I like to have
Too much? Too much? It's a birthday!
Oh, this is just the best of my scene. So thank you everyone for watching today. I have finished my Universal vlog. That will be posted. What I'll probably do is stream right into that tomorrow and wait until the Daily Dish is over. So we'll do the show tomorrow, and then we'll have the premiere of the Universal vlog, and then that will stream right into Culture tomorrow. So it'll be a little bit of a shorter Daily Dish tomorrow, and I'll see you at 5 o'clock tonight on the Spice Lounge with La Reina Creole. Yeah. And
Yay.
we'll be talking about Disney's earnings call. Oh, wait. We got a super sticker from OCDD93. Thank you so much for that super sticker. Oh, and I want to let everybody know, because I know OCDD is a member. Lorena is a member of the channel now. And for that membership, everybody should be in the credits as we roll out. So check for your name. Also on the very beginning of the credits, all the mods I have recognized in there. And I'm trying to make sure that we don't have any other supers or membership drops. I don't want to miss anybody. All right. Thank you so much. Raid time. LFG, as Wolverine says. Let's go over to Valiant and raid Valiant and tell him hi from Follow the Bradley's Fun. Maybe Valiant will eventually have me on. Who knows? That would be a kind of a dream come true. I love being on Pro. It'd also be a great thing to be on. Have you been on Valiant, Lorena?
Yeah, I have. I got an invite to go on this morning. I could not do it this morning. It was just too early. It's wasn't going to work. But I did get an invite. But yeah, I've been on Valiant's channel. I haven't been recently. Schedules just haven't been lining up. But hopefully, I'll be on again soon.
Well, let them know that that I would be honored to be on at any time and happy to chat, because Valiant and Pro and you and all you guys, you are my YouTube heroes. So couldn't do any of this without you, and I couldn't do any of this. We couldn't do any of this without you out there in the audience.
That's right.
So let's celebrate you all as we go out and raid over into Valiant. Thank you so much, everybody. And until next time, we'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao.